Okay, sorry folks about the delay. I made another video, but for some reason it didn't get uploaded. So, part two of my story goes a little like this. I personally was injured with vaccines. I had earaches. I was not given one set of vaccines, but instead two sets of vaccines because the health department where we lived lost our records, said that there was a fire and all the records were burnt. So they made us get a second set, and my parents weren't any wiser, so they just did what they were told to do. So after the second round of all the vaccines, I remember they gave me a shot in my butt, and it was like a needle this long, and it hurt so bad that I started wiggling around. The needle broke. The doctor had to actually pull it out with a pair of pliers. I was devastated when this happened to me, obviously. And, but more importantly, I started suffering that very night. I remember I was almost 10 and I had a very intense headache, earache. I couldn't sleep. It hurt so bad. It felt like a moth was in my ear or a bug. It hurt really bad. I asked my dad to please take me to the doctor, to the emergency room. And he did eventually take me to the emergency room because it just hurt so bad the whole night. But then I started gaining weight at the age of 10. I was perfectly normal, healthy size weight. And then after that second set of vaccines, I started putting on weight. Headaches, migraines. I had severe migraines, PMS. After I started menstruating, I didn't start menstruating until I was almost 19 years old. And when I did, they weren't very regular. I'm certain the vaccines had something to do with that. Um, Fatigue, uh, chronic respiratory infections, chronic bronchitis, um, high blood pressure, onset diabetes. So, I didn't go unharmed by the vaccines that were injected in my body. Then, when I turned 19, I started eating organic foods. I started taking better care of myself the way I actually was getting sick every 3 months. And I know that, 5 minutes isn't very long, and that's pretty much all that Facebook allows on these blogs at a time. So I'm going to try and be quick. But this book is my favorite book. It's called Prescription for Nutritional Healing. This book actually saved me a ton of money because I'd go to the doctor, I'd get sick with bronchitis every 3 months. I was a certified nurse's aide at the time. And I asked the doctor, is there anything I can do to prevent getting sick? And he said, no, it's a viral infection. You just need to let it run its course. Well, that didn't sit well with me. I'm a thinker. I know everything works for a reason or doesn't work for a reason. And so I went to the health food store, found that book. I picked it up for 20 bucks. I picked up a total, I spent $70 that day. And I remember it specifically because every time I went to the doctor, it would cost me $90 for the visit and $70 for the prescription of antibiotics. And it'd take me a week or two to get rid of the bronchitis. And then it'd be right back 3 months later. So when I did what the book suggested, bronchitis disappeared within 3 days. So did the headaches. I continued to do everything as the book said. And 6 months went by before I got sick again. And then I continued again to do what the book said. And then a year went by, and I haven't been sick in years. I became a Herbalife independent distributor because it was a very good product. I still highly believe in it, and I know there's other companies out there that say they're better, but Herbalife has a good standing name. Been a distributor for 19 years now because of it. Feed the nutrition shakes to my kids. Breastfed them all and took these vitamins while I was pregnant and while breastfeeding. So we call them Herbalife children. And they're all very healthy. They still drink the shakes today. They still drink the shakes. And if somebody needs something, my son had asthma. And instead of using prednisone, we used Shazandra Plus. And he doesn't have asthma anymore. And he doesn't even take the Shazandra anymore. But when we needed it, he had it. So I'm about up with my 5 minutes. I will make another series here. So for now, I'll see you soon.